An obese 16-year-old was sold to Mountain Man as punishment by her father, but he had shocking plans. Pour yourself a warm cup of coffee and prepare your heart for one of the most beautiful stories of redemption ever told in the American wilderness. This tale will take you through cruelty, unexpected kindness, and the healing power of chosen family. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more stories where love conquers the darkest circumstances. Prepare for this emotional journey of hope, healing, and the true meaning of family. Riverstone, Colorado Territory, Harsh Spring, 1867. When Samuel Rivers publicly sold his 16-year-old daughter Elena to Mountain Man Marcus Blackwood for a Winchester rifle and 3 sacks of flour, the entire town witnessed what appeared to be a father's ultimate betrayal. But destiny had other plans. She was Elena Rivers, 16 and rejected, an overweight girl whose artistic soul was crushed by her father's cruelty. He was Marcus Blackwood, 50 and haunted, a former preacher whose tragic past had driven him to seek solitude in the Sierra Vista Mountains. Their unlikely relationship would unfold through one transformative year of healing and growth, proving that sometimes salvation comes through the most unexpected circumstances when broken hearts learn to trust again. Post-Civil War Colorado Territory was an unforgiving frontier where families struggled to survive harsh winters, while social prejudices about appearance and worth created additional barriers for vulnerable individuals seeking acceptance and belonging. Mountain settlements provided refuge for those escaping society's judgment, while Native American tribes like the Ute maintained complex relationships with settlers requiring mutual respect and understanding for peaceful coexistence. Rural communities operated through bartering systems, while personal reputation and family standing determined individual opportunities that systematic cruelty could destroy through public humiliation and social rejection. Medical care remained primitive, while healing often depended on traditional knowledge and herbal remedies that Native American communities had preserved through generations of wisdom and natural understanding. 16-year-old Elena had endured years of paternal abuse while developing artistic talents that provided emotional escape from systematic cruelty and social rejection based on physical appearance rather than individual character. Her experience with rejection and isolation had created defensive barriers, while genuine artistic ability provided foundation for self-worth. That systematic abuse couldn't completely eliminate despite years of emotional damage. Despite vulnerable position as unwanted daughter and social outcast, she possessed authentic sensitivity and creative intelligence that mountain solitude would reveal when safe environment enabled natural personality development and artistic expression. 50-year-old Marcus had retreated to mountain solitude after losing wife Sarah Walking Star and son Joseph in church fire, while guilt about survivor status created emotional barriers requiring healing through service to others. His experience as frontier preacher, while tragic loss of family, had developed spiritual understanding and compassionate approach to human suffering. That mountain isolation had preserved despite personal grief. Despite painful past and current isolation, he possessed authentic pastoral instincts and healing wisdom that caring for Elena would restore when shared grief created opportunity for mutual emotional recovery through chosen family bonds. Their relationship faces societal prejudice, while healing from individual trauma requires mutual trust that past experiences had made difficult, when community pressure threatens to separate chosen family bonds through legal challenges and social manipulation. Marcus's unexpected kindness toward Elena involved providing private living space while respecting her dignity, created safe environment that systematic abuse had prevented when Mountain Cabin became refuge from paternal cruelty and social judgment. Elena's gradual trust development, while her artistic talents found encouragement, created healing process that abusive background had prevented through years of systematic rejection and emotional damage, requiring patient restoration. Physical safety was established through separate sleeping arrangements, while respectful interaction created foundation for emotional healing that traumatic experiences had prevented through appropriate boundaries and consistent kindness. Neither expected emotional attachment to develop when Marcus's pastoral instincts, while Elena's desperate need for acceptance created natural family dynamic, despite unconventional circumstances requiring community understanding rather than judgment. Marcus's authentic care, while Elena's grateful response created healing environment that mountain solitude enabled when both individuals needed family connection, despite tragic backgrounds requiring mutual support for emotional recovery. Trust developed naturally through Marcus's consistent kindness, while Elena's artistic contributions created partnership that benefited both individuals when shared creativity enabled emotional expression previously prevented by trauma and isolation. Elena's recognition of Marcus's grief, while his appreciation for her artistic sensitivity, created mutual understanding about loss and recovery when both needed family connection despite different types of traumatic experiences. Their collaboration during daily mountain activities while managing individual healing processes created opportunities for authentic relationship development based on character recognition rather than conventional social expectations about family formation. Physical comfort evolved through appropriate caregiving and shared responsibilities, with both experiencing family connection that previous losses had prevented when mountain environment enabled authentic relationship development without social pressure. The breakthrough occurred when Elena's successful hawk rehabilitation, while Marcus's recovery from survivor guilt created mutual recognition of healing progress when shared service to injured creature symbolized their own emotional restoration. Elena's traumatic background made trust difficult, while Marcus's grief created emotional barriers when both needed healing time that community interference threatened to prevent through legal challenges and social pressure. Samuel's vindictive behavior enabled community manipulation, while his false accusations created legal jeopardy that threatened to separate chosen family when systematic lies required professional defense and community support. Most challenging was social prejudice about unconventional family arrangement, while legal system demanded conventional explanations for relationship that defied traditional categories requiring creative legal and social solutions. Community gossip created pressure for immediate resolution, while healing process required extended time that legal challenges couldn't accommodate when individual welfare demanded choosing family bonds over social convention despite external pressure. Through months of mountain living, Marcus's teaching of practical survival skills, while Elena's artistic development created comprehensive education that formal schooling couldn't provide when mountain environment enabled both physical and creative growth. Their coordination during seasonal activities while managing mountain property created natural partnership that conventional family relationships couldn't match when shared responsibility enabled mutual respect and authentic family bonding. Most significantly, their relationship demonstrated that chosen family could provide superior emotional support rather than biological relationships, when authentic care transcended conventional social categories for achieving individual healing and development. The healing occurred when Elena's systematic confidence building, while Marcus's recovery from survivor guilt created mutual support system that individual therapy couldn't provide, when shared understanding of trauma enabled effective emotional recovery. Their creation of artistic expression, while spiritual reflection, created therapeutic environment that professional counseling couldn't match, when mountain solitude provided space for authentic healing without external judgment or pressure. Their most profound growth involved learning to trust again while accepting love without fear, when both had experienced devastating loss requiring careful emotional reconstruction through patient mutual support and understanding. Elena's artistic contributions while Marcus's community service created positive reputation that Samuel's manipulation couldn't completely eliminate, despite systematic campaign to destroy their credibility through false accusations and legal challenges. Their strategic use of tribal alliances while maintaining authentic relationships created support network that community prejudice couldn't overcome, when White Eagle's protection provided legal and social validation for chosen family arrangement. Most importantly, their relationship demonstrated that authentic family bonds could survive any external attack when genuine care provided foundation for legal defense and community acceptance despite unconventional circumstances requiring creative social solutions. Community pressure developed when Samuel's vindictive campaign created legal jeopardy, while false accusations required comprehensive defense that individual resources couldn't provide through conventional legal representation requiring community support. Legal complications emerged when custody laws demanded biological parent rights, while Elena's welfare required protection from abusive father, when systematic cruelty needed documentation for successful legal defense. Professional investigation became necessary when criminal accusations created federal attention, while child welfare laws required expert evaluation that local authorities couldn't provide through conventional investigation methods. Most dangerously, Samuel's manipulation of legal system, while his coordination with corrupt officials, created comprehensive threat that individual resistance couldn't overcome, when criminal conspiracy required professional legal intervention. Religious authority became involved when community moral standards questioned unconventional family arrangement, while spiritual guidance required defending chosen family bonds that conventional categories couldn't recognize. Economic pressure intensified when legal defense costs, while mountain isolation, limited income opportunities created financial stress requiring community support for successful resistance against systematic legal attack. Elena's evolution from traumatized victim to confident advocate reflected healing power of authentic family love, while crisis revealed leadership strength that abuse had suppressed when community support enabled effective self-defense. Her willingness to testify against abusive father despite personal risk showed growth from victim mentality to protective family loyalty, when Marcus's welfare required courage despite potential retaliation. Marcus learned that healing others provided path to personal recovery, while Elena's resilience taught him that survivor guilt could be transformed into service when authentic family bonds created purpose transcending personal loss. Together, they discovered that chosen family bonds could survive any external threat, rather than creating vulnerability when authentic love provided foundation for legal defense and community acceptance. Despite unconventional circumstances requiring collective support for successful protection against systematic abuse. The crisis exploded when Samuel's vindictive legal campaign, while corrupt Sheriff Cole's arrest of Marcus, created simultaneous legal and emotional emergency, threatening to separate chosen family through systematic manipulation and false criminal charges. "She's been corrupted and abused by that mountain hermit," Samuel declared while presenting forged evidence to federal authorities. "And I demand my parental rights be restored while criminal charges eliminate the threat to my daughter's moral welfare and community safety." Elena's recognition that systematic lies while legal corruption threatened to eliminate chosen family created devastating awareness that individual testimony might be insufficient against comprehensive criminal conspiracy requiring professional legal defense. The situation felt catastrophic when false imprisonment, while forced separation eliminated daily support system that healing process had required, when traumatic reunion with abusive father threatened psychological regression despite progress achieved. Most crushing was immediate recognition that community prejudice, while legal bias against unconventional family arrangements created systemic obstacles that individual character couldn't overcome, despite authentic relationships requiring collective community support for successful defense. Unable to remain passive while witnessing false accusations against chosen father, Elena battled between self-protection instincts and family loyalty. When testimony against biological father might result in retaliation, but silence would enable injustice. Her recognition that healing progress was threatened while return to abusive environment would eliminate personal growth created understanding that individual courage was required for family protection despite personal vulnerability. She used artistic skills and literacy education to document truth while preparing for legal testimony that might provide evidence necessary for successful defense when authentic voice could challenge systematic lies. Unable to protect chosen daughter while facing criminal prosecution based on false evidence, Marcus confronted spiritual crisis about divine purpose when pastoral calling seemed to have led to circumstances threatening both their welfare. His growing understanding that healing Elena had restored personal faith while family bonds had provided meaning transcending survivor guilt created recognition that service to others was authentic spiritual calling. Most difficult was accepting community support while maintaining individual dignity. When legal defense required collective action despite preference for mountain solitude and independent living arrangements. When White Eagle's tribal authority, while community allies chose family protection over legal convenience, chosen family bonds triumphed over systematic persecution when collective resistance enabled effective legal defense against criminal conspiracy. Their reunion as protected family rather than criminal suspects marked triumph of authentic relationships over systematic manipulation, while proving that community support could overcome legal corruption when truth provided foundation for justice. The climactic legal hearing required entire community to confront evidence of systematic child abuse, while Elena's courageous testimony and community witness support provided comprehensive proof of chosen family's authenticity versus biological father's cruelty. Standing together before federal Judge Harrison while presenting documented evidence of Samuel's abuse and Marcus's authentic care, Elena and community allies represented triumph of chosen family over biological parent rights when child welfare demanded protection. Every aspect of my father's accusation represents projection of his own cruelty, Elena testified while presenting her written documentation, and Marcus Blackwood provided safety, education, and authentic family love that biological relationship had never offered despite legal parental status. Marcus's defense demonstrated pastoral character. Individual spiritual calling required service to child in need, and chosen family bonds represent divine purpose rather than criminal intent. When authentic love transcends conventional social categories for serving individual welfare. White Eagle's testimony provided legal authority. Tribal sovereignty protects those who seek refuge from persecution, and Mountain Territory provides sanctuary for healing relationships that mainstream society cannot recognize when spiritual wisdom transcends conventional legal categories. Community witnesses, including Mary Thompson and Tom Wheeler, provided comprehensive testimony about Samuel's public cruelty, while Marcus's consistent kindness demonstrated character evidence that false accusations couldn't eliminate through systematic lies. Most importantly, their successful defense established legal precedent for chosen family recognition while demonstrating that child welfare required protection from biological abuse rather than enforcement of parental rights when authentic care transcended conventional relationships. Judge Harrison's ruling, while federal recognition of tribal authority provided framework that unconventional family arrangements could receive legal protection when serving child welfare rather than threatening community moral standards. Their successful legal victory influenced Colorado territorial approaches to child protection while establishing framework for recognizing chosen family bonds when serving individual welfare rather than maintaining conventional biological relationships. Elena's legal emancipation while community acceptance of chosen family represented triumph of authentic relationships over systematic abuse when federal protection enabled individual achievement despite traumatic background requiring healing support. Community celebration of family reunion, while territorial support for unconventional relationships created environment where individual healing would continue rather than face systematic interference through legal or social pressure. Religious blessing of chosen family bonds, while spiritual authority, recognition of healing relationships provided foundation for lasting family stability, when authentic love enhanced rather than threatened community moral welfare. Elena's continued education, while family partnership with Marcus enabled expanded community service through proven character, rather than systematic persecution when collaborative relationship served broader territorial welfare. Their expanded mountain settlement, designed to provide refuge for other vulnerable individuals while maintaining family prosperity, became territorial model for inclusive community development that honored both individual achievement and collective welfare. Marcus's restoration to pastoral service, while Elena's development as community teacher, demonstrated that chosen family bonds could enhance rather than threaten individual potential when authentic relationships provided foundation for community leadership. Most significantly, their family had evolved from rescue situation to authentic partnership that proved chosen relationships could provide superior foundation for individual development when genuine care transcended conventional social categories. Elena and Marcus's happiness was visible to everyone who observed their transformation. In their effective community service and authentic family bonds, their inclusive approach to territorial development, and their shared commitment to demonstrating that love transcends conventional boundaries. Their successful legal victory influenced territorial approaches to child protection while establishing framework for recognizing chosen family relationships as legitimate alternative to biological parent rights when serving individual welfare rather than maintaining systematic abuse. Social impact spread through their community service methods while their experience became model for territorial settlements seeking effective approaches to vulnerable individual protection requiring family support rather than institutional care. Legal precedents from their case helped establish territorial framework for child welfare that recognized authentic care over biological relationships while supporting family formation when serving individual development rather than maintaining abusive situations. Their story became teaching example throughout Colorado Territory about effective family integration while demonstrating how chosen relationships could provide superior individual development when authentic care transcended conventional social categories. Community development followed their model of inclusive family formation while building comprehensive approaches to individual protection that welcomed chosen relationships rather than maintaining systematic abuse through biological parent privilege. Religious authorities recognized their family as example of divine providence transcending conventional social categories, while their continued community service influenced territorial policies, supporting chosen family recognition over biological parent rights. Their advocacy work influenced territorial legislation regarding child protection and family recognition, while their settlement remained model for territorial regions seeking effective approaches to individual welfare that honored both authentic relationships and community stability. 20 years later, Colorado statehood family law included comprehensive chosen family recognition and child protection provisions that historians traced directly to precedents established by their successful challenge to biological parent privilege over authentic care. Their family traditions continued demonstrating successful chosen family integration for 4 generations, with community members learning that authentic relationships transcended conventional categories, while their story remained inspiration for choosing love over systematic abuse. Within 1 year of their legal victory, 3 other Colorado Territory families successfully established chosen family relationships, inspired by Elena and Marcus's model of choosing authentic care over biological parent rights when child welfare required protection from systematic abuse. Their approach became regional example of family resilience, while demonstrating that chosen relationships could provide superior individual development when handled through community support and legal protection rather than maintaining abusive biological connections. Educational benefits spread as their community teaching methods influenced territorial policies supporting alternative family structures, while their experience attracted attention to child protection requiring recognition rather than enforcement of parental privilege. Their story influenced territorial family customs by proving that authentic care could transcend conventional relationships when supported by community acceptance rather than systematic enforcement of biological parent rights requiring individual suffering. Their family integration influenced territorial legislation protecting vulnerable individuals while establishing comprehensive framework for recognizing chosen family relationships as legitimate alternative to biological parent authority when serving individual welfare rather than maintaining systematic abuse. Social programs based on their community service methods influenced territorial approaches to family formation, while their experience became model for settlements throughout American West seeking effective responses to child abuse requiring protection rather than enforcement. Legal precedents from their case helped establish territorial framework for child protection that recognized authentic care advantages while supporting chosen family formation when serving individual development rather than maintaining abusive biological relationships. Their successful integration influenced federal approaches to territorial family development, while demonstrating that chosen relationships could enhance rather than threaten community stability when authentic care provided superior outcomes to systematic abuse. 25 years later, Colorado family organizations included comprehensive chosen family recognition and child protection programs that officials traced directly to precedents established by their successful choice of authentic care over biological parent privilege. Their relationship evolved from rescue situation to authentic family partnership, characterized by mutual support and deepening commitment that impressed territorial residents and community leaders alike. Both individuals' transformation from traumatized victims to confident community leaders while building chosen family demonstrated healing power of authentic care. They built extended family understanding that chosen relationships transcended conventional categories, while their settlement became model for territorial communities that valued authentic care alongside individual achievement. In later years, both remained devoted family members whose partnership continued inspiring others. True family bonds are created through authentic care rather than biological connection, proving that the most beautiful relationships emerge when hearts choose love over convention and healing over systematic abuse. If this story of chosen family and mountain redemption warmed your heart, like this video, subscribe for more heartwarming frontier family dramas, and share your thoughts below. Sometimes, the most shocking plans are acts of divine providence, and the most beautiful families are those built on authentic care rather than biological obligation. Here's to all the chosen families who proved that love makes us family.